advertise wine. Goodbye to Buckeye and White Sycamore, I'm leaving you behind. Oh, I've been a coal man all my life, laying down tracks in the hole. Got a back like an ironwood, bent like the wind. Blood veins, blue eyes, the cold. Blood veins, blue eyes, the cold. Somebody said that's a strange tattoo you have on the side of your head. I said that's the mark of the number 9 code. Little more and I'd be dead. Oh, but I love the rumble and I love the dark. I love the cool of the slate. But it's going down that new road, looking for a job. This traveling and looking that I hate. This traveling and looking that I hate. I stood for the union, walked in the line, fought against the company. I stood for the UMW of A. Now who's gonna stand for me? Now I've got no home and I've got no pay. Just got a worried soul and this blue tattoo on the side of my head, left by the number 9 code. Left by the number 9 code. Someday when I die, go to heaven, the land of my dreams. I won't have to worry on losing my job to bad times or big machines. Oh, I ain't gonna pay no money no more, dues or a hospital bed, and I'm gonna pitch coal where the blue heavens roll, singing the angel band, singing the angel band, singing the angel band. That's a coal mining song written by Billy Ed Wheeler about a actual coal miner who had an accident in the mine and wound up with a permanent bruise that looked like a blue tattoo on the side of his head. This next song is about the tragic consequences of hate and bigotry. It's called Jeremiah's Song. Knew a man from Burlingtown, contented with his life. He'd never stop to argue, nor would he start to fight. Rejected by his brothers and then his family, for they suspected treason in the first degree. For once upon a Sunday, he stood against their view and told the congregation there's nothing he would do. Defending cheap convictions you call a cause for war. I beg of you, my brothers, not to kill no more. Oh, how the jackals gather when famine stalks the land, and how the tongues will clatter in the heads of every man. They burned and chopped down all his crops, his cattle they did slay. hung him from a tall oak tree for the birds of prey. Now early the next morning, I went to cut him down and found him painted colors as though a circus clown. He's buried in the mountains, a hidden grave I made. I don't talk to strangers, I turn the other way. No, I don't talk to strangers, I turn the other way. Robert Johnson was the greatest blues singer who ever lived. Some people say they think he sold his soul to the devil in order to write the songs and sing them the way he did. This song was written by Bill Morrissey. It's about the myth of Robert Johnson. In the year of 36, in the town of San Antone, a young man in a hotel room stares down a microphone. But he sings each song once and he sings it once again. Each song comes from a hole inside where his soul once had been. Word spread from St. Louis up to Chicago, all the way to New York City where the blues just come and go. Someone took his picture once and an angel stopped and cried. In his eyes it was there to see he'd crossed the other side. Records made the jukes all throughout the Southland. All the pretty women wondered, was he charmed or was he damned? Look over his shoulder, was there something there he feared? Turn your back for just 1 second, the man disappeared. In a bar on a warm spring night was a man come through the door. He had a bottle with a broken label, and Robert's seen his face before. He said, "This is my very best, drink it down and drink it slow. 'Cause when I call your name again, you'll just pack up and go." Was it some kind of trick, or did he jump the price? Or did he find a way in hell to sell his own soul twice? But there's a cry in the wind tonight, and only one man makes that sound. Baby, grab your hat and coat, Robert Johnson's back in town. Baby, grab your hat and coat, Robert Johnson's back in town. This next song, it's called Hang Me, Oh Hang Me. I learned it off a old Dave Van Ronk record. Hang me, oh hang me, I'll be dead and gone. Hang me, oh mind the hanging, oh, but laying in the grave is so long, boys. I've been all around this world. I've been all around Cape Girardeau, parts of Arkansas. I've been all around Cape Girardeau, parts of Arkansas. Got so goddamn hungry I could hide behind a straw. Poor boy, I've been all around this world. Put the noose around my neck, hung me up so high. Put the noose around my neck and they hung me up so high. Last words I heard him say, won't be long now before you die. Poor boy, I've been all around this world. Hang me, oh, hang me, I'll be dead and gone. Hang me, oh, hang me, I'll be dead and gone. I wouldn't mind the hanging, oh, but laying in the grave is so long, boys. I've been all around this world. Okay. This is about the urgency and longing and passion that a man feels for his beloved woman who's so far away across the desert south of the border. It's called Evangelina. Hoyt Axton wrote it. And I dream in the morning, she brings me water. And I dream in the evening, she brings me wine. Just a poor man's daughter from Puerto Penasco, Evangelina in old Mexico. There's a great hot desert south of Mexicali. If you don't have water, you better not go. Tequila won't get you across that desert. Evangelina in old Mexico. And the fire I feel for the woman I love is driving me insane, knowing she's waiting. I can't get there. God only knows how I've racked my brain to try and find a way to reach that woman in old Mexico. And I met a kind man, he guarded the border. He said, you don't need papers, I'll let you go. I can tell that you love her by the look in your eyes now. Evangelina in old Mexico. And the fire I feel for the woman I love is driving me insane, knowing she's waiting. I can't get there. God only knows how I've racked my brain to try and find a way to reach that woman in old Mexico. She's the rose of the desert in old Mexico. Evangelina, I miss you so. Okay. Woody Guthrie wrote a lot of talking blues songs. He's probably better known than anybody else. This is one he wrote about going fishing. It's called Talking Fisherman. I went down to the fishing hole, carried along my fishing pole. Some got my hook, grabbed my bait, took me out to the middle of the lake. Some jumped, I got sunk, baptized on credit. You go fishing, I'll tell you what to do. Just sit right down in the grassy dew, get a piece of string, tie it to a hole, throw it out in the middle of the hole. Find yourself a nice big shade tree. Go to sleep, forget all about it. Sitting in a boat with a bucket of beer, hadn't caught nothing, I didn't much care. Guess I was pretty well satisfied. I had my little lady right by my side, taking it easy. The worm had been gone off my hook for a couple of hours. I didn't care. Jumped in the river and I went down deep. There's a 100-pound catfish laying there, asleep. I jumped on his back and I rode him into town. Then I saddled him up and I turned around. Folks come a-running, dogs barking, kids looking. I waded out to a sandy bar and I caught myself a big alligator car. I drug him home across my back. His tail was dragging 1.5 miles. Sold him for $0.25. Late last night I had me a dream that I was out fishing in a whiskey stream. Baited my hook with applejack. I'd throw out a drink and get a gallon back. I was doing pretty good till the stream ran dry. So I gave all the fish back to the finance company. This is Pancho and Lefty. Living on the road, my friend, is gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, your breath is hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one, it seems. She began to cry when you said goodbye. Sank into your dreams. Pancho was a bandit, boys. His horse was fast as polished steel. Wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Pancho met his match, you know, in the deserts down in Mexico. No one heard his dying words. That's the way it goes. All the federales said could have had him any day, only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to. Dust that Pancho bit down south, it ended up in Lefty's mouth. The day they laid poor Pancho low, Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. Ain't nobody knows. All the federal Riley said, could have had him any day, only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. Poets tell how Pancho fell, lefties living in a cheap hotel. Desert's quiet and Cleveland's cold, so the story ends, we're told. Pancho needs your prayers, it's true, but save a few for Lefty too. He only did what he had to do. Now he's growing old. All the federales said, could have had him any day, only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. A few gray federales said, could have had him any day, we only let him go so far. Out of kindness, I suppose. Okay, one more. This is a song by Michelle Shaw called The L&N Don't Stop Her Anymore. It's about a hometown that's died. When I was a curly-headed baby, my daddy sat me down on his knee. He said, son, you go to school, you learn your letters, and don't you be no dusty miner boy like me. I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Holler, where the coal carts roll and rumble past my door. But now they stand in a rusty row of all empties, because the L&N don't stop here anymore. I used to think my daddy was a black man, script enough to buy the company store. But now he goes to town with empty pockets, and Lord, his face is white as the February snow. I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Holler, where the coal carts rolled and rumbled past my door. But now they go to school with empty pockets, because the L&N don't stop here anymore. Never thought I'd live to learn to love the coal dust. Never thought I'd pray to hear those temples roar. But God, I wish the grass would turn to money, and them greenbacks would fill my pockets once more. I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Holler, where the coal carts rolled and rumbled past my door. But now they stand in a rusted row of all empties, because the L&N don't stop here anymore. Last night I dreamt I went down to the office, get my paycheck like I'd done before. Them old kudzu vines was covering the doorway, and there was leaves and grass growing right up through the floor. I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Holler, where the coal carts rolled and rumbled past my door. But now they stand in a rusted row of all empties, because the L&N don't stop here anymore. Because the L&N don't stop here anymore. Because the L&N don't stop here anymore.